What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we're going to take a look at the newly released Venom. This is the comic book version, and you can still pre-order this at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. Man, it's hard to imagine. Just maybe 5-6 years ago, we never had any Venom. This is what, the 4th Venom now, and one is still available out there, the big one, or two. The one from the second Venom movie, Venom and Carnage, is still available at Big Bad, so you have some options if you still don't have a Venom. Make no mistake about it, owning a Venom is really cool, regardless of whatever version you do have. It's something unique. If you've never had a Venom or Carnage within your collection, now is the time to pick one up. I think you can, even if you don't want to buy a new one, the used one, if in the aftermarket, is really cheap. Like, you can buy the first Venom from the first movie for around $250 or maybe even less at this point, since there's so many Venoms out there. Now, if you don't trust not third party, like eBay or like secondhand Venom, you could always get a new one. Again, they're pretty much on sale for the most part, probably around $300. But unless there's cracking on the elbows or anything like that, because it is made out of rubber, I think it's pretty safe to get one. Now, as far as this, the most common nowadays, now he's gonna be in the mix, is this in the video game version. There is a back and forth. They both have, the logo on the chest that the movie version does not have. As far as size, the game version is enormous. A lot bigger than this guy right here. This is more in line with, the movie version. Although the biggest difference, obviously, is the logo and the way the shape is formed. It's not the same. It doesn't have that smoky eyes, but it does have that comic book version. It still has, the tendrils in the back and, the extra heads in there. So it does have all the functions, but this one has, I would say, a better base than both. The tendrils coming out of the base looks pretty cool, and you could use it for different purposes. I would say you can use it for other Venoms as well. So it has a leg up when it comes to that. Now, even though this is smaller than the Spider-Man 2 Venom, a regular Venom is big in its own right. So sure, it is smaller. You can also make an argument that it's more practical when it comes to displaying and storing this particular figure. So if you don't have a lot of headroom in your display case, this might be the Venom to pick up if you're considering between this and the Spider-Man 2 version. Because like I mentioned earlier, the other one feels like a small child compared to this, which is, even though it's large, it's not as large. Now, this is a great picture by BG Toy Art. This is tempting. If you have, like myself, the movie version of Venom, I'm more inclined to get the Spider-Man 2 version, because it offers something that my first Venom doesn't have, and that is the size. Outside of, obviously, the symbol on the chest. Now, if that size difference bother you as far as uniformity within your Spider-Man figures, which it doesn't for me since I have the first Venom, I've thought of upgrading that, maybe to the movie version, second part or whatever. But honestly, my Venom and my Carnage, I visualized it before I bought him. I was like, all right, it's gonna be cool to display them or maybe take photos of them fighting, post them. He's relatively poseable, both of them. I don't know. Maybe it's just the size of it or being finicky around. I never really got to a point where I, made him fight and then displayed him, futz around with him. I just always, because of the size perhaps and all the accessories I had to pull out, I always resort to something else. I'll pick up a figure because, if you follow me on Instagram, I like taking pictures of my figures. And I always find it cumbersome to mess around with my Venom and my Carnage, with the tendrils, removing them, putting them on, different accessories. And don't get me wrong, I love them accessories. But as far as, I guess, the ease of the practicality of actually using them, it's not so much. So in that term, maybe this is better, because it's not too big. You don't need a whole lot of space, because you need the big space. Even in photography, if you want to take a picture of Venom from Spider-Man 2, you need that. So it comes down to price. This is a little bit cheaper as well. Not as much. You would think that the other one would be so much more expensive because of the size. But this is, it's still on the expensive side, almost $500 expensive, but still. But I like both of them, but I honestly, I only need one Venom in the collection. I might expand it because of the symbol in the chest. I've always felt like I need one. I need a Venom with that. But I'm not in a hurry, maybe this or the Spider-Man 2 come Christmas time or Black Friday time. Maybe they'll get some discount of some sort. Who knows? But so far, like I said, I'm pretty content and satisfied with my current Venom, with my current setup. I don't even know where to put him, honestly, to be quite honest with you, if I ever get him. But I'm happy that there's always options for newer collectors out there, for Venom fans. I'm sure there are hardcore Venom fans that could justify. I'm not judging here. You could justify owning. I own multiple Batman, so I don't judge ever. I own multiple Spider-Man, Batman, Iron Man. So hey, do what makes you happy, right? Buy 5 Venoms. But let me know in the comment, which one would you rather pick up? Or if you already have one, is it worth picking this up? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.